I hope you guys have been having a good break. Oh, Dante's here. Hi, Dante. Can you hear me?
Hi, Leah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfect.
I can hear you perfect too. How
Awesome.
do I connect my camera? So by the way, I see
Oh,
that you.
it
Uh,
should. Is there a
ah,
camera button in the bottom that you can turn on?
yeah, I think it is. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I'm a total Discord noob
That's totally
this time,
fine.
so I have no idea what I'm doing.
No
To be
worries
honest.
at all. Let's see. Let me know if it gives you any issues too. There we go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I think that's it. Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. All right. Well, Dante, I'll let you give a little bit of an introduction for yourself and what you do at Fourthwall before we kind of jump on in.
Thank you, Leah. First of all, thank you for having me. I'm Dante, part of the production team here at Fourthwall. Basically, my job is making sure that all the orders keep moving. Basically, keep moving everything that you guys create, all the products that you guys create. Uh, basically, keep them moving, doing quality checks. Basically, also making sure that all of the artworks, all of the art files that you submit to your stores are correct and have the right specifications. Uh, so yeah, I think that that's like a high touch uh, from to say what I do here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Dante handles all of, like the product stuff that we've got going on. Fourthwall works directly on our product team. So very excited to have you on to kind of talk about some more specific things when it comes to products. And then, guys, if you have any questions regarding product creation, literally anything, now's the time to ask. So you can use the little chat function in the top right, and if you ask a question, I will bring it up, and then hopefully we can get some answers for you. And yeah, so I think a kind of a good thing to start with, I'll share my screen too and go through like the product catalog a little bit. But I always like to kind of talk about the different production methods that we have. I think that's what some creators have a few questions on. And one thing about our product catalog that is nice is that we can kind of sort by production method too. So Dante, I kind of want to go over a little bit, like maybe we can start with, I know DTG is like one of the most popular methods that people are pretty familiar with. If you want to give us little details on what exactly like DTG is and what that means for creators who might not know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that DTG is like the main principal product that you should be creating when you start your journey here at Forwell. DTG means direct to garment, which is a method that prints that uses water-based inks and prints them directly on the fabric of either a T-shirt, a hoodie, or whatever type of garment. And these water inks get absorbed directly into the clothing, into the to the garment that you are printing. And so the texture is like it's like you don't even feel the texture. Like it's literally the ink becomes part of the garment. So it's pretty soft. Like it doesn't have like it doesn't leave like any residue or anything like that. It's super clean.
Yeah, DTG has like a really like soft print that I feel like it's really nice, especially on I think like one of the garments that I have DTG on is like the Bella canvas
Yeah.
blank that is really, it's already super soft, and DTG is awesome on it because it just like seeps into the garment and makes it really soft. So you kind of get that soft touch with DTG. And I think maybe kind of Dante, if you want to jump to maybe DTFX, we can kind of contrast the two because I know that they're quite different.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, DTG is our main print of demand method. So this has no absolute minimum orders. Yeah, well, if someone orders a single product, that is going to be produced. So you don't have to worry about that. Our second most used method is DTFX, like Leah said. Uh, this one means direct to film, which is on contrary to DTG, instead of printing directly to the garment, it prints into paper, into a special paper, and that print is coated with your design, and that is ironed uh, into the garment. So in comparison to DTG, uh, because this is not using water-based inks, the colors are much more brighter and more saturated, so it looks better. But one of the bad points uh, is that the texture is more like well, like paper. It's much more heavier. So if you have like a really big print, your garment can feel a little bit heavy.
Yeah, I think with DTFX you get like the much brighter colors, which are really nice. But we can kind of talk about this too because I know you're really experienced on the design side of things as well. Maybe we can kind of jump into like what kind of art works for DTFX and what kind of art would work better for DTG. Like, what are the differences in files that you see that like you're like, oh, this won't print as well on one method or the other?
Absolutely. Well, my recommendation, first of all, you should be using PNGs for any type of printing that you use. You should be using PNGs that have a transparent background, that don't have a background as opposed to like JPEG or any other format. Uh, and for DTFX, it's more recommended to stick on designs that are not that big, so that texture and that heavier feel doesn't feel like that it's too much for your garment. Also, if you need like better colors, like if you have like a design that has like a very vivid red or like a very vivid purple or magenta or something like that, you should totally go with the TFX. And if you if you would like to go with something that's more simple that only uses, for example, white or black, you can totally go with DTG.
Awesome. Yeah. And then for like DTFX too, I know that we always like say that like though if you have like a really large print, like DTFX isn't really the best because you're kind of getting that like you were saying, it's like a paper. So like oh, we've had some people compare it more to like a vinyl sticker almost. It's like it's can be
Yeah,
very
exactly.
thick on top of the garment. So if you're doing like a huge print, like that's all over the garment, DTFX might not be the best choice because you kind of want to have some empty space to play around with too so it doesn't feel as heavy. And then for blanks, Dante, what do you think for DTFX? We really want like more heavyweight blanks there as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that one of my favorite blanks for DTFX would be the Comfort Colors 1717. I think that is the one that you have on your screen right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, that's one of my
By
favorites too.
coincidence? Yeah, I absolutely love that one because it's perfect for DTFX because of the heavy weight of 6.1 ounces. Yeah, I absolutely love this one because of the all of the color variants that it has too. You have a ton of different colors that you can choose. You also have sizes from size S through 4XL. Yeah, I am seeing correctly in there. Yeah, I think something more on the heavier side, it's totally what you should be using for the TFX.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I think that's great information. So for anyone that's kind of wondering what blanks to use there, we'll dive into some more of our favorite blanks in a bit. But before we kind of move on to that, I also want to talk about like embroidery, Dante, and like how that works. I think a lot of creators are very curious when it comes to embroidery. I think embroidered like options are always kind of a great thing to add to a collection and kind of elevate it. But maybe we could talk a little bit about how embroidery works and like why we have the color selection that we do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for embroidery, instead of using like inks or any or print or a printing method, as opposed to DTG or DTFX, you are literally just embroidering your design into your garment using different color threads. In this case, we have a limitation uh, compared to printing methods because since we are using literal threads like stitches, your designs can't be as complex. So you should try to keep it on the more minimalistic side, like some text or your logo or something like that could work perfectly for embroidery. Uh, yeah, because you have to try to keep it simple because we have a limitation of only using seeds colors for design. Uh, so yeah, I think that should be it. For embroidery, I recommend hats, beanies, and some and similar to the TFX, I think embroidery looks a bit better on heavier blanks because of the weight of the threads of the stitching. I think it stitches better into the heavier blanks.
Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely think I agree with like the heavier blanks there. Hats and beanies are great. And then also like on the art side of things too, like kind of like avoiding gradients, right? Too, since you don't really have like a lot of
Yeah,
colors to play with, and it just the simpler that the art, the more solid the art is, like the better, right, Dante?
absolutely. Yeah, you should keep it. You should be minimalistic here. Like I said, just some text, maybe your logo if it's like simple, and you should try to avoid. You totally try. You totally should avoid like a photographic design or a photograph or something like that. Something you should be using solid colors because like you said, gradients can be embroidered here.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, I'd love to hear a little bit about like I can talk about mine too, but if you have like any favorite blanks in the catalog, maybe we can kind of pull those up and like talk about why. I know we both really like the Comfort Color 1717, so I'm happy to kind of dive into some details there as to why that is one of my favorites. Go back and pull it up really quickly. I'll say that this is one of my favorite blanks simply because I feel that it has like a really nice like streetwear vibe to it, like the heavyweight
Yeah,
fabric is super nice. It falls on the body really nice. I actually love wearing it like oversized, like sizing up a couple like two sizes in it too, and wearing it as like an oversized shirt is also really fun. But it definitely gives me like high quality streetwear vibes, and the color selection is really awesome.
yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I love this one too because of all the color options that you have and all the sizing options that you have. And this is available with all the three productions methods that we just mentioned. This is available via DTG, DTFX, and via embroidery. So yeah, you can use the same blank for these three methods, and I think that's super versatile.
Yeah, I agree. And then if you guys have gotten anything off the Fourth Wall merch shop, this is the blank that the flower tee that I wear on stream a lot is printed on, and I have literally all three different colors of that shirt because it's so nice. It's one of my favorite pieces. Dante, do you have any other like blanks that kind of come to mind as like a favorite for you?
The Cotton Heritage, the hoodie, the M2580, I think it's the number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely love that one. Same reasons. This is on the heavier side, and this is super soft. This is because it's using more cotton instead of polyester. So you have a 65-35 blend of cotton and polyester. This one is super soft, and the inside is 100% cotton. So yeah, this is comfy. This is really comfy.
Yeah, this is a really great one too. I think I have one of these as well. It's super comfortable, and again, like I feel like a very heavyweight. Like I feel like a lot of like the heavyweight blanks kind of like lean towards like a streetwear vibe too, which is what I tend to like the most as well. So I feel that
Yeah,
this hoodie really leans into that. And I also love that you have embroidery as an option here and DTG as an option, and there are a couple of like good color options as well. When it comes to like fabric composition, because I know like we see like there's like 65% cotton, 35% polyester. Like when it comes to like what the fabric composition is looking like what do you think creators should kind of keep in mind when they're browsing the catalog if they're not completely familiar with like what each fabric would actually like feel like if they don't know what those percentages really mean?
I mean, this is totally like a preference. I feel that cotton is obviously way more soft. Uh, but if your garment is 100% cotton, DTG tends because it's using waterings, the ink gets absorbed more. So maybe your design can get a little bit like the colors can get a bit muted instead of super vivid. So you should, if you want your colors to be more saturated, but you want to use DTG, you should lean on a heavier polyester blend.
Interesting. That's very cool to know. I didn't even know that actually. That's really interesting that it'll seep a little bit more into the cotton and become just like slightly more muted. But yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
really like the cotton heritage here. And then for other blanks that I really like, I mean, I'm a big fan of like the classic beanie as well.
yeah,
This is one of my favorites too because I love the embroidery on it. Also, it's like super stretchy, so I feel like it's a pretty comfortable beanie as
mhm.
well. So this is
Yeah.
definitely one of the ones I
It's a
like.
total classic, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's a classic, and then like even like a dad hat like that we have as well. I think it was, yeah, the Yupon Classic dad hat is another one of my favorites, and I like it too because we got some pastel colors in there as well. So it's kind of nice to see a little bit more of like the variation in color for this one as well. And I find these to be pretty comfortable, and it has like the buckle on the back, which I think is super nice too.
Yeah, I mean, instead of just like you said, instead of just having like the normal black, navy, red
Hmm.
colors, you have like this crazy pink that I absolutely love. You have a pastel blue, I think that you also have with this one. That looks pretty good. Yeah, you have a ton of variety of colors in here. Also with
Awesome.
the
Yeah.
beanie that you just mentioned. Yeah, these two classics are, I think that these are the best embroidery products for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah, I definitely think they're huge fan favorites too. One production method that we didn't talk about that I actually want to jump back to is all over print. So I'd love to hear from you a little bit about like how all over print works. And I know that like all over print can be like a little more complicated on the design side of things too. So I'd love to hear some of your thoughts on all over print for those of us who might not know exactly how it works.
Mhm. Well, as opposed to literally to all the other production methods, all over print is produced on demand too. But each part, like for example, if you would create a T-shirt, uh, we would uh, how to explain this? It's kind of complex, just like you said. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit hard to explain too. Uh, so you would print every single part of the garment, like the front of and the back and the right sleeve and the left sleeve, and at the end you would stitch them all together to form a single garment, which is totally like just letting them say it's totally all over print. You can print everywhere on the product.
How do you feel that like all over prints like in comparison to like a DTFX and DTG, like what does the like print feel like, and like what does the color vibrancy look like for an all over print item?
They are extremely vibrant. Just like I said a second ago on the way that you should be avoiding cotton material if you are going to use DTG. For that same reason, all over printing, all of the garments that use all over printing are 100%, well, like 99% polyester. So for that same reason, the colors don't get like absorbed onto them. They they and for that they look super vibrant. It's like comparable to DTFX, maybe even a little bit better, in my opinion. The,
Yeah.
the colors are super bright.
Yeah, I really love. I have one of the we have like one of our fourth wall pattern hoodies that is all over print, and it's super vibrant and like holds up in the wash super well too. Like it's still like extremely vibrant and really pretty to look at. So I'd love to hear too, because I know that you've worked a lot like on the design side of things and looking at like creators art files and stuff. Are there any tips that you kind of like have for creators when it comes to like the art files, or any like common like maybe like mistakes that you see on like the art that you're reviewing?
Try to always use 300 dpi, because I see that a lot of people are using designs that were created to be viewed on a screen, and because of that they are only 72 dpi, which is not enough, which looks good in a screen, but
Hmm.
it's not enough for printing. So that is my main tip.
Yeah, just
Try
making
to
sure the
keep the
quality's there. Yeah, because the
Yeah,
print
absolutely.
quality is super important, especially like when you're printing on like a garment. Like if you get a shirt, you don't want your like. I mean, it's great because our product designer will call out if it's like lower
Yeah.
quality. But like the last thing you want is to like print a graphic and for it to look blurry, and then you're like, oh, but it looks perfect on my computer, but it's completely different when you're actually printing the file for sure.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's totally different. So for computers on all the screens, all the graphics normally are, like I said, 72 dpi. But for printing, you should be using 300. Well, for example, for some garments, t-shirts, hoodies, and all of that, you can do 150. And to be honest, you wouldn't see a difference between 150 and 300. But I always recommend 300 for every product, because if for some reason you would like to jump from a t-shirt or a hoodie to a print media like a poster or a notebook, that requires 300, and you can see the difference between 150 and 300. So it's better to have the higher res file so that you can use on all of the products that you are going to create.
Got you. Awesome. And then I know like a lot of creators always ask about like minimum order quantity products, like what's the difference there and what does the process look like there? Can you kind of give us a little bit of like insight as to how our minimum order quantity products work and like as a creator what like requesting a minimum order quantity product like looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, minimum order quantity, MOQ, just like the name says. These products, as opposed to all of the other techniques that we have talked about, DTG, DTFX, embroidery, or all other products, uh, all those products don't have a minimum number of orders that you need to hit to start the production. But with MOQ and some more custom products, like the candles that you are showing there, some water bottles, some more special products like require like a minimum number of orders for us to start producing them.
Yes, yeah, and I think that these are really great to look at for creators too. If like these minimums aren't something you can hit now, I think these are also great products to kind of take a look at and like aspire to too. And we can always like set up a pre-order for you. So like if you're like, oh, I think I can hit the 150, and you want to set a pre-order and not buy all of them in bulk, that's something that we can also help you kind of get set up on your shop, so you're not having to order 150 and then worry about selling them like right away and like you don't have to purchase this inventory in bulk up front. We can help you collect pre-orders as well, which I think is also like a really great feature of Fourthwall. That way you're not having to buy a bunch of inventory, hold on to a bunch of inventory. We kind of help out with that process as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in my opinion, if this is your first time using Fourthwall, you should stick to print of demand products to first like test the waters to see if you what number of products you can sell, and then after that you can do like a more customizable product here in the MOQ section.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea too, because then you can see exactly like what your sales are. You'll have like your numbers to look at in your analytics and see how many products you can sell. You kind of can build confidence, I feel like, with your print on demand products and kind of
Yeah,
gauging an interest in what your audience is like most receptive to. And then you can kind of leap to one of these once you feel comfortable in like selling that specific amount.
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Very cool. And then another thing that I kind of want to go over is like basically like when people are kind of picking like their first product. So I know that we like to say like I recommend as well like sticking to print on demand if you're like really new to Fourthwall. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts, Dante, but I always tend to recommend like, you know, going with like a t-shirt, a hoodie, a hat, and then like maybe a mug or a sticker. But like I'd love to kind of hear your thoughts on like products that you think like you like when you see creators have like certain products in their shop, like what really stands out to you?
Those five products that you just mentioned, I think that they are statistically the most sold products. I
Yeah.
think the most sold product is the Bella Canvas 3001. I think that the second, let me give it a double check. Yeah, so the most sold product is the Bella Canvas 3001, the t-shirt. That it should be the first product that you should create on your Fourthwall store. The second most sold product, statistically, is the one that we love, the Comfort Color 1717. Totally a banger. Again, because it uses because you can do the three different printing methods with this one. TFX, embroidery, and DTG. It's great. The third one are the stickers. So yeah, it's something that it's super easy to throw like your logo or any type of design into just a sticker sheet, and yeah, that sells really well. The mug, of course, it's the fourth most sold product that we have, and the next one is another T-shirt. Is the Gildan 500, which is a good alternative to the Comfort Colors 1717. I think it's a little bit cheaper, but it has great quality too, and it has more colors.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that is a great option to choose too. But yeah, I think that a T-shirt, a hoodie, some stickers, a mug, uh, a dad hat, and a beanie are like the most essential product that you can have in your store.
Yeah, and those are really great guys too because when you're providing all of those on your store, you're also giving a really great range of prices for your audience. So like you can have like a premium hoodie that costs a bit more, but then something smaller like a sticker. And I also think if you have something like gifting enabled, it's a super good idea to have like a much cheaper option, and you can have your more high quality option. That way, like hypothetically, people can come into your store and almost anyone would be able to buy something from your store. So I think giving like a good range of like pricing there as well is like super important when you're crafting your product line as well. And Jinkichi says, I saw the Bella canvas and it's instantly what I gravitated to first. Yeah, Bella canvas is a really soft blank. It's one of my favorites too. I like the cover color 1717 for a more streetwear vibe, but if you want like a really soft blank, like Bella canvas is like a shirt that really feels great on. I've seen a lot of shirts printed on Bella canvas and they're just super soft and comfortable to wear. I think the first merch I ever put out was printed on that Bella canvas blank. Actually, that was the one I chose too.
Yeah, I mean it's for that reason that it's the most sold product like of all time here in Fourthwall because it's just great. It has a ton of size options. I think it's available in some colors in extra small to 5XL. So yeah, this is size inclusive, which is great, and you have like 51 colors to choose from.
Yeah.
So that is the highest color variety that you can have in a product. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah, they're really great. And again, like the color options are another great point. Like that blank really stands out because I feel like no matter what design you have, you can find a color that it'll look good on when it comes to like the Bella Canvas blank because the color options are so diverse on it. But yeah, also Dante, I kind of want to talk about like when it comes to our product catalog. I know that we're like always looking for like new products like to add, and like we have some creators like requesting products. Like, what does that process like look like when we're like looking for new things to add to our catalog?
First of all, we have to do rigorous quality testing. We have to make sure that the product holds off when you wash it multiple times. Uh, Color absorption too, how it looks when actually printing and when using the different techniques on it. I think that basically you just have to test, do multiple rounds of testing on any product before you can add it to the catalog. But yeah, I think that I think that is mainly the thing that we do before adding like a new product.
Yeah, really cool too because I know we do like secret shopping quality testing as well, where we'll buy from like creators stores like as employees and like get them and make sure like the quality is up to standard too. So I think the quality control we do is also great on the product side because we want to make sure that creators obviously have the best products possible in their hands. And I saw music saying what tea's best quality based on returns and everything. Thanks. Yeah, we just talked about Bella Canvas was a top pick. Comfort Color 1717 is a top pick. You said the Gildan 5000 was a top pick.
Yeah.
I think those are the main three that we talked about when it comes to teas. But Bella Canvas is super soft. The Comfort Colors and the Gildan are more of like a heavyweight streetwear style tee. And lazy, yeah, I'll send some links after. I'll send them in here after we wrap up for sure, so you can see them. And Soul Taker says, I try to stay with the staff picks. You know, they're going to be good quality. Yeah, the staff picks are great. I think best sellers and staff picks, like I was really happy when we added those labels because I think they make it like really easy too for you guys to kind of sort and see. And you can see like the ones that Dante went over that the